Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I have speakers for you today. Thank you. At the last minute, we have to make the switch. So today I have with us the Executive Director of the Cherry Blossom PACE program, Kate Cunningham, and their Community Outreach Coordinator, Abe McGee. Kate is occupational therapist with many years of experience within our healthcare industry. And her passion for helping people remain in their homes is what actually led her to this model of care. And Abe is a Navy vet. Thank you for your service, Abe. Where are you?
Right here.
There you are. And he has several years of experience in marketing and sales with healthcare insurance. And his passion is to help people, and he's very familiar, obviously, with the Medicare Medicaid model. Model, is that the right word? So this is a perfect fit for him. So we're going to have him come up and please give them a friendly hey.
Who's clicking?
I have the clicker.
You have the clicker? Okay. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Extroverts, raise your hand. Extroverts. In the building. Introverts, stay quiet. You're fine. All right. So I'm going to give you an introduction of Cherry Blossom PACE. Next slide, please.
It didn't work.
It didn't work. Tech support. Here we go. So just to kill some time, thank you for that introduction. Like mentioned, I'm a Navy veteran. I was a hospital foreman for about 6 years. Served first battalion, second Marines. That's where I kind of got into my healthcare journey. Actually was in the hospital as a laboratory technician. Did that for about 4 years and stumbled upon sales and marketing because it pays a little bit better. And I started to really get into the community with, can we drop insurance names in here? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Started my first sales marketing job at Aetna. Did that for a couple of years, then moved on to United Healthcare, and pretty much been doing that ever since. There we go. Yay. So Cherry Blossom, obviously, we believe in helping seniors and giving them the care that they need, providing a coordinated healthcare support system. So with that said, we provide with their health insurance, adult, we have an adult day center, and we have home health services for them as well, and transportation. Next slide, please. All right, so what is PACE? Kind of, touched on it early. Members are eligible if they are 55 plus, meet the clinical eligibility for significant support, but they can stay safely in their community. So average, I'm gonna say average is 5 activities of daily living. So we're working with a population that, 70, 80, 90, really need that support. So our typical PACE is 77 years old, needs assistance, managing 5 or more chronic conditions and likely managing both, and they're both eligible for Medicare and Medicaid. Next slide, please.
So I just want to add to that. So I know when we talk about PACE, it is a national program. So Program for All Inclusive Care is across the entire country. There are, I think, now 13 programs in the state of Virginia. So there is actually another, as we kind of talk about service area, we'll kind of get into it, but there is actually another PACE organization opening up in the Northern Virginia area soon. So the other thing to note, though, is that although most of our participants are Medicare, Medicaid, there is options for Medicare only, private pay. So it's not just for Medicare, Medicaid population. It's a program for the community to be able to provide the same services to everybody. And it's a capitated rate. We'll come into that.
Yes, thank you. All right, so the interdisciplinary and coordinated care team meets every single morning, and they discuss the participants, anything that's going on. From I've heard, I kind of sit in just to get the understanding of the members as well. they talk about locks, showers, eating, diet, all type of host of things. So it's a very holistic approach. So you have your registered nurse, your recreational therapist, dietitian, occupational therapist. They all gather around the table and they really do take every single participant, what's going on with them, into consideration.
And I think that's what makes the program very unique. So there's an 11-member team that Abraham was just talking about. And so all PACE programs have that 11-member team, and it's a rounded team. So all aspects of participant care are really covered in that meeting that we're in.
So physical location, so providing the clinical medical services, physical therapy, members have space for socialization, food, and a family-friendly, warm environment. Transportation is coordinated as well. And they accountability and flexibility to manage total care. So some of our members are Medicaid and Medicare. Some do private pay. Accountable for all expenses, full risk, including the hospital, and flexibility to spend money, including on social determinants of health, which I was talking about, where they were discussing the lock at one point, they were discussing showers at one point, all different types of stuff. Very holistic. Excellent.
So I'm just going to keep
Go ahead.
adding on.
Go for it.
So the accountable for medical expenses. So once, so the individual that's coming to us, whatever their financial situation is, once that capitated rate is paid, there is no copay. We're accountable for everything. There's no extra added expense to them. So especially someone who is Medicare or Medicaid has a rather low income, there's absolutely no cost to them to join the program in a lot of cases. Obviously, there is kind of, if they are private pay, it's a little bit heftier as far as cost. And just to add to the social determinants of health, I mean, we really are thinking way outside the box. Like one of the examples that gets passed around in other PACE programs has to do with you have someone who has MS, their air conditioning goes out. We know that someone with MS may have a harder time in the heat. If we chose to use our funds to buy a window air conditioning unit to make sure that they have the cool air, that is something that we just do. So that, again, that 11-member team has the autonomy to make any kind of health decision for the individual and just put things in place without kind of going through the loopholes of insurance, because we are the insurance. So.
All right. The Apple doesn't like the clicker. Does it just need to refresh?
I talked to them.
Probably.
There we go.
Yeah, there it is. So Kay kind of touched on that. So responsible for delivering the coordinated care of all aspects, developing the individualized care plans. That's really what the IDT team really does. And like Kate hit on, both the health plan and the health provider. So become the insurance and become the delivery. So the day center is really where we really want our participants to go, talk to each other, get that socialization, get in there. The recreational therapist really has a whole month full of activities, calendar lists of everything they do in there as well. Also deliver home care services, supporting ADLs and IADLs based on their care plan, and that's determined from the IDT team. They transport participants to and from the day center, also to their medical appointments as well. All right, so managed care also delivered by network providers. So I've seen this, they'll coordinate with outside specialists if they have to, if that participant needs something that the IDT team can't deliver or isn't going to deliver, so they'll coordinate with them. And they include specialists, hospitals, short-term rehab, and more, and even long-term nursing and hospice. And they discussed that many times, I've heard.
What kind of outside services are you talking
Oh, good question. Want to take that one?
So again, just keeping in mind that the PACE program is all encapsulating. So specialist visits can be cardiologists, it can be, testing, it can be any specialist that you could think of where we have access to. And again, it's kind of like kind of the sky's the limit, as long as we're, being good stewards of the money that's coming in, we're able to identify whatever outside services that are medically appropriate. So,
AIDS too? AIDS.
yes,
Yeah,
home
home
health.
health.
Yeah.
Yeah, home health. Yeah, so that home care services, definitely we can provide an aid to help somebody get ready to come to the center. Transportation's coming at a certain time. They need a little support to be able to.
Next slide, please. All right. Our service area. I know this looks crazy. It looks like a Game of Thrones type of symbol here. But really, we concentrate. When I go out and I kind of do presentations like this, I really just ask for the zip codes that you may serve, or the clients you might have in those zip codes, because that really kind of pinpoints what if we can take on that person as a prospective participant, or if we can't. If I show you this map, you're gonna look at me like I'm crazy, because I look at this map and I look at it like it's crazy. That's our location, 1901 North Beauregard Suite 110. So if you go there, just keep walking straight to the back, you'll see this nice cherry blossom flower. It's beautiful, and we're located. Oh, and you can't really get in because you need one of these because it's locked down. So all of our participants are very safe. You actually have to ring the bell to get in.
And just as I had mentioned before, so there are additional programs that are coming specifically into this area too. But overall, in the state of Virginia, we are designated specific zip codes. So these zip codes are actually given to us and approved by the state. We do have the opportunity to expand on these. And again, there is another program that is coming to the area.
And I do get calls from Loudon, they're like, "Oh, where are you coming?" I said, "I really don't know, but if you really put some pressure on the state, maybe we could just get some more money and then just expand."
Yeah, so I think all of these programs are looking at really expanding service areas. But again, there's more to come on that.
And this is pictures of inside the Cherry Blossom Pace, the reception area when you walk in. Our business associate, Wendy, she's the one who really coordinates who's coming to visit. I send out, if everyone's supposed to give me their business card, I send out a monthly email to invite you to come tour. We have it about this time in the morning. The last one we had about 12 people come visit us from different organizations. That's one of the day center spaces. That's where, oh, that's loud.
Oh, that's fine.
It wants me to use my baby voice. All right. So that's one of the day center spaces. That's usually where our participants go and they have their recreation activities. Secure outdoor patio. It's getting a little colder now, so. Exam rooms, there's like, I think 4 exam rooms. Yeah, 4 exam rooms. Beautiful. Nice big chairs. The rehab room, when I do my tours, I usually try to take everyone to their rehab room because it's awesome. They have plates in there, walking thing, stairs, the mic, everything. And then the IDT room, and this is where all the minds meet every morning. The dietitian, occupational therapist, the medical doctor, everything. And I sit in too, just to listen and see what's going on.
The other nice thing about the space is the day center space is actually broken up. So I think sometimes a lot of day centers have big open kind of high ceilinged rooms. We actually have 4 day center rooms, which allows for people to really hear and be able to engage.
All right, so how do we enroll? So 55 years of age or older, they live in one of the zip codes that we showed earlier. They meet the clinical eligibility via Virginia. So that's out of our hands, but yeah, I won't speak on that. Be able to live in their home and community safely. So the process, receive a referral, you can either email myself, you can email Kate, Andre, whoever you want to email, and you say you have someone might be a prospect. We conduct an initial home visit to see if they would be a good fit for the PACE program. We initiate the level of care assessment, the occupational therapist, physical therapist, they do those type of assessments. I think even the RN and social worker. And we conduct a home safety evaluation. We invite the potential participant to come see the center. That's more of my job. And we show them around. review and discuss the initial service packet, whether they be a partial private pay, whether they're gonna do Medicare and Medicaid, and go over that. And then we notify the VA Medicaid agency that the enrollment has to be going through by the 25th. So we have to know they're coming into our program before the 25th, so we can send it over to DMAS so they can start the following month on the 1st. And execute the paperwork, and then we do the transition care. All right, so general information, if you just email info@cherryblossom, you'll get the general inbox, and that's the website and phone number. So I'm one of the community outreach specialists. My colleague, her name is Norma. So she does this exactly what I'm doing right now. So she's probably somewhere else doing this. That's my information. That's my number. If you want to take a picture, I'm a big head in a way.
We also have, there's also some bags in the back out that have all of it. They'll have everybody's contact.
Any questions? No? Okay, thanks. Great audience.
Need it up here, like I know.
Yeah.
You really, really do.
Right to state senator.
It's coming. Okay. There is a program that is coming, it's in process of being set up. But as we all know, between Loudon and Fairfax, we share a lot of, people and services across lines. So, like I said, this is a national program. There is an organization that will be opening in Loudon to cover
Like the western Fairfax and Loudoun County areas.
So no, they're not coming into Fairfax. My understanding is that their service area is Loudon and Outpost Region.
Wow, wow, that's even better.
Yeah, where are some of the other PACE locations for Virginia? Just out of curiosity.
Richmond, Roanoke, Farmville.
One in Percival?
No, so that's the, I don't know what the name is,
Yeah.
but it's Blue Ridge Hospice is kind of the sponsor for that. So, like, it's really kind of expansive, and most of the programs in Virginia are more rural. We're kind of unique from that perspective up here, because I don't think we would consider ourselves rural.
No.
Yeah, I don't think Alexandria is.
So this kind of goes over coverage too. So we're in 22033, and I saw you have 31, 32.
That cut out.
So what's the cut out?
What's the deal? We don't have. All right, so I'm not going to take complete ownership for that right yet. No, so when the service area was developed, I was not part of the organization. I do think that we are finding that little cutout tends to be an issue for us, and that we may need to expand into there. So can't promise anything right now, but we are, as we continue to see where people are referring from, we may seek out to add those zip codes.
Yeah, every time I have a meeting like this, that comes up all the time. I always bring back to feedback, like, this is where they are.
It's really hoping it's a typo.
Yeah. So if you have those areas, like even if you refer to us, it's really helpful for us if we know where you do have clients that might be good fit, because we certainly like you said, like we'll start to take that on, and then that also helps us be able to submit to the state, like, hey, we've had 25 referrals that are coming from this area. This is why we want to expand here, and then that way that's helpful to us to be able to expand.
So if someone like doesn't qualify from a Medicaid level and is private pay, do you have like a sliding scale, or how does that work?
So no, there is no sliding scale. It's a capitated rate across the board. So DMAS sets our Medicaid rate. So yeah, it's a static fixed cost for everybody.
So then they would just pay the Medicaid rate, or if they were private pay, so they didn't qualify for Medicaid.
So if they are Medicare only, There's two components. It's the Medicaid rate and the Medicare Part D payment that they'd be responsible for.
Now, do you guys need, just thinking from the hospice perspective, do you guys need a formal, order or anything like that from a physician, or it's really just based on getting that general referral and then doing that in-home assessment?
Correct. So if they're interested in the program, they come to us, we set up, because we are, again, comprehensive service, we don't need physician orders or anything to conduct the assessment. They just reach out to us. And we get that.
And it's a nurse or the social worker does the in-home.
It's typically an occupational therapist and a nurse that will go out to the home, which is nice too, because even if we refer and the therapist goes out, we have a tendency to start talking. So we're in the home, we're looking at what's there, and kind of even starting the process even before they're involved to kind of help.
Is there a baseline threshold to qualify? I mean, I work in a long-term care insurance space and you have to trigger ADLs.
Yeah.
I mean, is there a baseline in order to qualify?
So it's kind of, the uniform assessment instrument that's done by the county, that's what triggers. So if they trigger for long-term care services, then that's who's going to qualify under that assessment instrument.
That's also in the bag too.
It's on.
Great. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you guys so much for coming today. Thank you. I know the PACE program I worked with, the one that was in Fairfax before Cherry Blossom years ago, and I know it's a very, very useful program, and adult day services I have a soft spot for, so thank you very much. And I know some of my, I think, team members actually for Capital came and toured your building a couple months ago that are more in that area, and I know we're very impressed with it. So thank you for all you guys do today. But I would like to, as always, recognize our LSIN board. It is a nonprofit, so I did want to recognize our lovely Peggy Breda, Andy Bryan, Amy Kumpa, Susie Serene, Jessica Ford, Heather Price, Steve Moss, Michelle Darwin, Leslie Katz. And I do have one very sad announcement. I learned earlier last week that Betsy Sue Scott, that has been our legal counsel for LSIN for ever, sadly suddenly passed away on the 25th. I don't know many other details. Her obituary and things are online now. You just Google her name. But it just said a short illness. So that is very, very sad. And I want to recognize and thank her for her many, many years of service for LSIN and in the community and the government. She'll be buried at Arlington National Cemetery. But that is all I know.
Here,
Yes.
more bad news on anybody. Physical therapy, you know her.
Yeah, yeah.
She passed away.
Oh my.
Yeah, she had cancer.
Cancer sucks. Sorry.
Cancer
sucks.
Yeah.
I'm very, very sad to hear that as well.
Yeah, sorry.
But I did want to let everyone know, so there is online obituary, you can do donations actually to the Beagle Foundation. Which is lovely. I financed a donation myself, because when I love beagles and Betsy. But next I would like to get Lisa up here to do her spotlight with the organizing mentors. If you are a level 2 sponsor for LSIN, you can do a spotlight. So take it away.
On that note,
Yeah.
sorry.
I don't have a baby voice, so, but I have a Sicilian voice, so. So I have not been here in a while because Peggy and I share a lead, role at a chamber meeting or chamber lead share. It's called the Senior Resource Partners. Want to come and visit, talk to me, Gary, Susie, Peggy. It's all of this, just a smaller group of us. So I do that on Wednesday morning for leadership, but I'm always happy to sponsor here. Hi, Bianca. And
because you guys know what I do. I'm a professional organizer. We help from the 17 spatulas in your house to whole house moves. We're senior and specialty move managers. And I have a very special guest that Bianca will recognize. This is my very special guest.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Willie Campbell, and I helped him move for a referral from Bianca. His wife moved right across the street. We had some, like, yeah, there she is. We were just talking about you. So he's just gonna talk, because you know, I can talk, but I'd rather have him say something nice about me. Can you say something nice?
I'll try. Well, good morning. I'm Willie Campbell. I'm a senior member in the room, so therefore I get all your respect.
That's right.
Met this young lady because she advertises, and my wife Joan is across the street with Bianca. Several months ago, we relocated from Andrew's facility, tribute to Lansdowne. I felt they had a little more focus in memory care than tribute. And Lisa was the one I selected to handle the move. Now, what the hell do you say about a mover? You know, I mean, they move things from there over to there, and it's not a very complicated job. Well, just a little bit about my perspective. I spent, I don't know, around 15, 17, I'm retired, by the way, 15, 17 years of enjoyable time with an outfit called SCORE, Service Corps Retired Executives. Freebie advice from people who have had some modicum of success in business for the small business types. And I've seen them all roll through, and some were successful and some didn't pay attention to cable, and that's to their privilege. So when I look at somebody like Lisa, it's not just a guy who had a mover schlep you from A to B. It just intuitively was like all that 17 years when I pick a subcontractor, and I also worked for Lockheed Martin for 30 years and picked a few subcontractors there. It just intuitively scratches your neurons, and you pick somebody based on your personal judgment, which in my case, I think had a few pluses in it. So in her in particular, or my experience with Lisa, I can remember we set the pickup time at Tribute for 10 a.m. delivery time, coordinated with Lansdowne, was between 10:30 and 11. And I got there early at 9:30, and she didn't abide by the timeline. She was already there in the room stripping the bed. This is 30 minutes ahead of when you're supposed to be there. Now that was sort of impressive. The move was like, it just went like moves are supposed to go and never go. Having moved, relocated to come up here from Pinehurst, North Carolina to here, I've gone through the recent fun move. What Lisa does, and I know some of our competitors without here, but you got to understand, competitor, you're dealing with a gold standard, and it's tough. I wouldn't want to be in your shoes. But what she does is, to me, unique in that she doesn't run the business. She does the business. She strips the bed. She asks you where the picture's supposed to go. We have a little relationship on hanging pictures.
We probably always lost. Engineer, yeah.
Yeah, we're down and over.
Measuring and.
As I say, she does the business. You're really known in business if you run a business, not by how good you are, but by how good your people are. She's got some really, they're not these those and them kind of people. They speak in sentences and paragraphs. It's not that they're respectful, because you can always train people to be respectful. They just have humanity about them, and they're not schleppers. They're really nice guys working for a living. So I got a lady, she knows what she's doing. She does the job. She doesn't just manage the job. She's got good people. and she maintains discipline. Speaking as a score guy and speaking as a user, that's the gold standard. So, this is from girl. So it understands, and I know he understands, the Marine Corps or the land part of the Navy. I was lieutenant on the destroyer a long time ago, and if you want to see stories, I'll share that.
Thanks, Willie. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
And then I would also like to thank Kessler Heights for being our gracious host, and providing our coffee and breakfast and things, so always thank you to them and their team. But otherwise, I just wanted to announce the networking meeting will be November 2nd. And we will have a happy hour for this month, if Brady wants to give any hints about happy hour or anything, but he actually at Lansdowne will be our lovely host for October.
It'll be on the 19th, if I'm not mistaken. I think we're gonna do the new restaurant that just opened up recently, Bourbon Bayou.
Oh, nice.
Very excited. They have a very good black ice margarita.
Yes,
Peggy and I endorse that. But,
I think we're-
so thank you for being our nice happy hour host for this month. But otherwise, thanks everybody for coming. And if we do have any first time attendees, or if anyone does have any upcoming events and things, please feel free to start. We can start at the back and come up.
Hi, everyone. My name is Mary. I'm an Insight Memory here. And for those of you who don't know, we do have our annual meeting for parents event coming up on Thursday from 6 to 9 at the Marriott Fairfax. Next week. So please, if you haven't already purchased your tickets, it will be a night to remember, and we're excited to be back in person this year. So if you have any questions, I'll be around for it.
Always a fun event.
Yes. Hi, I'm Meredith Voorhees. I'm the new director of sales and marketing at the Morningside House in Leesburg, and we're going to do an open house for everybody to come and see the new renovations and everything. And that's going to be on Wednesday, October 26th, from 4 to 6 in the afternoon. So please come, there'll be refreshments, you can walk around and see all the renovations of the building. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Carolyn Odegaard, and I'm an advocate, case manager, medical case manager at the patient advocacy. And my background is I'm a pharmacist, so I'd like to step into the role for a lot of seniors, of course, in the area, to help with education on diagnoses, medication use. I'd like to gather information. As you know, we're sent out to a lot of specialists now, and primary cares are under pressure and having a hard time gathering all the information together. So I know the terminology and who to reach out to at different offices to gather records, put them together for the client, help them prepare for doctor's visits, accompany to doctor's visits, serve to fill gaps between clients seeing doctors and possibly oftentimes children that are trying to get information accurately, make decisions. I know a lot of children live far away from Virginia. So I serve to look at their medication. E-prescribing is, of course, a big goal these days. So that's where I'm reaching out.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Good morning, I'm Dementia. I'm the new memory care advisor at Garden Court Care. So we are a purpose-built memory care assisted living. We only do memory care. So, thanks.
Tolerance Assisted Living. We are continuing with our Everything You Need to Know educational series. It's a virtual educational program. October 13th is Medicare 101. October 27th is responding to dementia-related behaviors. And November 1st is Steps Community Memory Alzheimer's Dementia. I do have flyers over there, and you can visit our website to register.
All right, hi everyone, I am Maisie. I am from Synergy Home Care. The Northern Virginia franchise owners, we have the networking happy hour. It's going to be on Thursday, October the 20th, from 4 to 6 at Reston Craft House. So we'll love for everyone to join. Thank you.
Hi, Scott McGuire, always best here, Fairfax County. I'm running an educational program on beer. Next Tuesday at Sunrise Rest and Outdoors in the courtyard. 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. and I did put flyers over there. So if you either, the phone number on there is the main number for Sunrise Rest, and so you either RSVP to them or just call me, hey, I'm coming.
Happy day. And then Andy, you.
Yes, absolutely. So Andy from the Tribute to One Loud, we are going to be having our 5-year anniversary. On Thursday, October 12th. Yeah, 5 years. 5 years. So we're very excited for 6. Everybody should have an invite by now.
I just want to make an announcement so that you don't already know. Amy Cooper has joined so much experience, so much marketing. Like to do, but she's so great ideas. So I'm very excited. So yay.
So I'm small practice with my husband, Dr. Sterling. We've been a lot of meetings as well. But we are trying to launch a CDC National Diabetes Prevention. Diabetic, but we're not how to prevent or diabetes. Launch an informational session where we're going to get it out there. Would like to start by the latest at the beginning of next year. It's a year-long program. Reach out to me.
And if anybody is online, I think I see Aaron said something. If anybody online has anything, if you just want to raise your hand, or I don't know if Derek can help.
Yeah, I'll spotlight you. We've got Aaron up. Here, let me spotlight you, Aaron.
Thanks, Derek. Good morning, everybody. I couldn't hear what Peggy's announcement was, but it sounds good because there was clapping.
Amy Copa joined the family tie team.
Oh, okay, great. Well, it's good to see everybody this morning. I've posted a number of things on the LSIN website too, Facebook page, sorry. But just wanted to send out a reminder. We have a dementia care event coming up on October 20th in person at our office. And it's gonna be pretty exciting. Rachel Wonderland and the Steel City Improv group is coming. And it's a free event. And if anybody's interested, please let me know. It's for professionals and caregivers. And we are serving lunch. So just email me at aaron.nesbitt@loudoun.gov if anybody's interested. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Aaron.
Thanks, Aaron. Leslie, you have an event too. Can you come on? Great, how perfect.
Thanks, Derek. And Crystal, you know, my partner in crime, who's actually in the room, did announce that. But for those that are online that, excuse me, couldn't hear her, I did post the events in the chat. But we do have coming up next week on the 13th, Medicare 101, presented by VICAP, partnering with Steve Gurney and the Source Book, as well as the Alzheimer's Association, to do a brand new program with the Alzheimer's Association a couple days after the walk, and that's responding to dementia-related behaviors. So that is a new programming. It's not something that's been out yet, just rolled out from the Alzheimer's Association in the past few months. And then on the 1st of November, we're actually doing an evening, Tuesday at 6 p.m. We're going to try out an evening meeting and see how that timing goes. But it's the steps to managing memory and Alzheimer's disease and dementia. And that's presented by Andrew E. Budson. He has 100 accolades, you know, from the Boston College and Harvard. He's a neurologist, but he's written 2 books. One is on the 7 steps to managing our memory, which is for us you know, the layman, and then the other one is 6 steps on, you know, helping if you're a caregiver, 6 steps to helping others. And I will be offering up the first 20 people that register and actually attend the full thing will be getting one of his books signed by him. So hopefully you guys will check out talloaksal.com/know, KNOW, and you can hit the links for all of those to register there. So thanks.
Thank you so much, Leslie. Is there anyone else here who wants to say hi if your first time or have an event?
No, well, otherwise, thank you everyone for attending, and I do encourage everybody, usually all of the events and things for Loudon and our greater area, usually everybody tries to post them on the LSIN, the Facebook page. So if you don't already like the Facebook page, I would recommend doing that, and you can catch up on even more events and things. But otherwise, thank you all for attending, and have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Campbell.
All right.